And then what happened, it was interesting after because as I was there, all of this was like taking me aback because I just like, how can I be dead in this apartment by myself? So at the same time, I felt happy, but I was very doubtful too. And in an instant, I saw myself with where there was this big stage, like a stage where you would perform any type of, bands would stay on and then perform. So I was there standing and then I could see Earth very, very from afar as I was standing there. And the voice that I heard behind my back said, you need to bow down to say your goodbyes to Earth. And I was like, bow down to say my goodbyes. What do you mean? And the voice says, the earth is nothing but a play. You were an actor. And that's why oh, that's interesting. The earth is a play. So as the voice was telling me to bow down, and there were these curtains that started to pull together to close like when a show ends. So when the curtain, was pulling to be closed, I said, so I won't have any contacts with Earth, none of that, no news, no good news, no bad news, nobody I knew. So all these things that I experienced, so what's it all about? Says the Earth was just a play. So as I was discussing what's all that about, and then the curtain closed and the voices bowed down. So I just, bowed down like a comedian on the stage. And at the same instant, we were like traveling. But the travel in that realm is not something that people would think as you would fly. You just feel you're there because it's so vast and magnificent that you would just, be. It's a state of being. So I was there in the realm of death where I would feel this intense love, this joy, this pure energy. I didn't see nobody actually of myself, but I felt I was there. And I was there actually. So as we were there, I would get some notions of life and all that there is about some principles of life, about, the human conditions and nature, about some hate, some love. But that was so unusual because what happened is that I had this worry, even though I was in this realm where I was floating or navigating or I don't know, bathing. And it felt as if I was like huge and I could hold everything in my hand, the universe, the earth, everything was so powerful. And I didn't have any fear, I didn't have any worries, but I could sense that I was having something that was holding me back. But yet I still was feeling like, well, you know what? If I'm dead, definitely my people, they're gonna be worried too. And I'm sure that I could come to tell them that I'm okay. And it's like I felt like I could play with death even. So I was like, wow, maybe I can come back to spook him out or something like that because there was no scare, there was nothing to worry about. And I felt that state. And I even say, well, I could even go to my funeral and let him know that I'm okay by some sign, like, that I know I'm not dead and I'm there. It's just they cannot see me. And I would feel all this emotion that what would happen if ever they discover my body in that room, on that bed, laying there, lifeless. And specifically, I was thinking about my fiance, but I didn't really worry because I knew I was in good hands and I felt the intense love and my senses were enhanced and heightened and we were like in that good energy type of realm. So it was so magnificent that it's even undescribable because one have to see it to know it or experience it. And where the climax would take place is that in one instant, because in that realm everything happens in a snap, and I saw myself in that big type of valley as I was going, walking, seeing, checking things out. Like, it's a nice area, very beautiful, calm and quiet. And it feels like I hear this music coming from somewhere. And then I kept on walking and walking. And as I approached a little closer to hear the noise, the voice, the music, and that's where I realized this magnificent gate. It was so huge and beautiful. I was standing in awe. I was like, wow, this is interesting to just look at because I never seen anything like it. It was so huge and gigantic and it reached the heavens and I could not even see the top so much it was big. I would have to probably lay on the floor on the ground to look, but even then it was so tall. And as I was standing there admiring the scenery, the gate, the ornaments, the way it works, and the music were playing so mellow and so relaxing and calm, And I felt like I had this deep worry, but then I was, why am I worried? Okay, then everything was fine for a moment. The music was there and then I was standing there too. And at some point, I felt like I had a pinch in my heart where something was bothering me. And I was wondering what was bothering me. So I was searching like in myself to know if I really want to go there or not. So I was like, okay, should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? So then I realized a bubble light moment. Wait a minute. I cannot go behind that gate because I knew in myself as if I came from there, but if I ever go back behind this gate, I'm not coming back. And this would be the end, the final end. And as in the moment I thought of that, I felt like, no, I cannot go for many reasons. I don't think I can do it. Not that I don't want to, but I can't because first of all, what I would say, I thought about Chess, my fiance. She would call me as we would do every morning. She would call me or I would call her, like, she would expect me to sometime all the time. And she would call me. She would not find me and she would come by, turn it on, to open the apartment, turn on, turning the keys in and then found me in the bed. And as if I was pleading for that not to happen, I was like, no, that's not a sight for her to see. And not only that, I have my parents, I have my life. These things I was told before that how my life would be. So I don't think all that would be lies because prior to that, people would tell me things that come to pass at the end of my life. But when that happened, I was like, no, it cannot be because this is not the way it's supposed. So why should I die now? And if I cross, I know it's the end, but I cannot accept that. I'm not pleased with that decision because the reputation, people would think I was on drugs, I overdosed, or any kind of things. I got shot, anything would be like a cause for my death since they would not know. And as I was standing there pleading my case, that's when I felt like I was pushed, but like I was very high and I fell back in my body.